Hello, Theological Grounding of the Virtual Church class, classmates. Shanta Moore again, here to discuss my final project. As many of you know, we've reached the pinnacle of our class. It's time to actually put up or shut up and start creating projects and actually become what we have declared that we're trying to be. As far as my project goes, I have a specific desire at hand. Some of you may already know I'm going to be launching a church plant in a few years. That's my goal. That's my desire. It's in my heart to do so, to launch a church from the ground, do an actual full-fledged church plant. I've been preparing for it for some time, and I'm in the stages of putting some things together, mapping out the plan for that. So for that reason, I decided to create for my final project the blueprint for our online community, for the ministry, the future ministry that I will become senior pastor of. I'll be entering ministry in a local city in Georgia, and I want to create an online community that allows the people within the church and the people in the community to become more involved, to make them aware of what's going on. I want it to be interactive, which just means I want there to be some form of communication to where the church bulletin board becomes live and active on a weekly basis. It's updated. Everyone is kept up to date, and there's even a place where not everyone needs the senior pastor or any of the pastoral staff's cell phone number, but there's a place that on our website that we can interact. I want to have that connectivity on a week-to-week basis. So I believe that will establish and build community similar to what we've done in our class. So that's one of the goals of the project, and one of the reasons why, or several reasons why, we've been doing this class, Theological Grounding of the Virtual Church, building online community. Well, there's some reasons why. In October 3rd, 2013, Twitter was counted as having over 554 million active users. The pinnacle, or perhaps the strongest of the iGod, so to speak, is Facebook. Facebook had a billion users as of October 4th, 2012. Instagram, a newcomer to the social media scene, has over 150 million active users as of September 2013. So, and YouTube, has a strong following on YouTube. There are over 1 billion active users each month on YouTube, and that was calculated March 21st, 2013. So we see that there is a need for online connectivity and the ability to produce it. One interesting fact about the world's population is that about 6 billion people of the 7 billion people in the world have access to a cell phone. And you know, you've seen that person walking down looking at their phone, and they're not paying attention to where they're going. They're walking around just like this. I desire to have some forms of communication with that individual who's not involved in the actual world that they're participating in, so much so that they actually begin to disengage the immediate world around them to be engaged in whatever connectivity their cell phone is allowing them to have. So I desire to reach that group through the avenue of ministry online, through the avenue of building community, building a social community, and strengthening social communities online with our website, with our church website. Things that we're going to have on the website, we'll have online sermons, of course. It's natural for minister, staff, and pastors to put messages and inspirational things online to have readily accessible. I also have on our website ministry bios and blogs for the group of ministers and the staff. Of course, we'll have all of our info, and I'm aware that if you do a website. You must be active and keep it up to date. Otherwise, it becomes somewhat of a turnoff. It's better to not have a website at all than to have one that's poorly updated and have one that's of poor quality. So keep that in mind. We'll have blogs, weekly blogs, videos and pictures, ministry events, and so on. We'll keep those updated on a regular basis. And of course, I mentioned social media. We'll have links to all the major social media providers that I mentioned earlier, and perhaps even more, because there are other social media platforms that we do that there are out there that we have available that I did not mention. So the project will have several phases. Of course, we need to have team formation, team building, and responsibilities for each member of the team. Those need to be outlined by each for each participant of the team. We'll have set aside time for planning and hiring of personnel, audio video teams, IT personnel that will be responsible for the maintenance of the website. I personally know that I, without a shadow of a doubt, cannot do that a particular job. So we'll bring in the staff that's capable and qualified enough to take care of that. There won't be any issues with that, I'm sure. We're going to have to do demographic and community research. We've got to find out the needs of the community, and part of the process will be of ministry will be to look into the needs in the community, research, and figure out how the church can actually best serve the community. Post those outlets and those events and those things that we find to cater to community needs. Those will be online as well. We've got to develop online libraries. Of course, I mentioned sermons, mentioned blogs, and so on. We're going to keep building the online libraries in that regard. We're going to keep building, and we'll have that have those archives readily available as we produce them over the months, weeks, and years of the ministry, the life of the ministry. We'll have to film the blogs and the bios that I mentioned earlier. We're going to film those ministry leaders, and I just want to qualify ministry leaders simply means anyone that's visible in ministry. It can be the choir director, or it can be someone that sings in the choir. So it won't just be the pastoral or senior pastoral staff. We'll have videos that tell story of the gospel life inside of the gospel living inside of an individual. So one day you may see a member of the choir, and they'll be on the blog or on the video feed of one of our YouTube videos, and they'll just be telling their story, how they live out their life, live the gospel out each day. Of course, we'll have the pastoral staff. Of course, we'll have those different members of the team. We'll have their information on the website as well. And we'll have another part of the phase, also moving along, is the ministry and the website launch date. We want to have a grand opening. We want to have a grand event, and as soon as the actual church launches, we want to have the website readily available, and all those things that go along with it, the social media platforms and all those things, they'll be active as well. So we want to have that going on simultaneously to launch the site and to launch everything that goes along with it. And one thing that we will do is we'll have a space for opportunities for volunteering for anyone that wants to volunteer that's not an active participant and member of our church. We'll have that information available. We'll have some of the community outreach events that we'll have. I mentioned searching and seeking out the demographics and learning the issues within the community, and that'll be done beforehand. But we'll provide opportunities for the community to serve, and the only requirement would be just to participate in our volunteer programming, volunteer training program that we'll have that you'll be able to actually attend, and in some settings, and perhaps virtually, we're going to navigate that. I'll navigate that within the project, within the research of our project. We're going to have feedback for all people that participate in any form on our website. We're going to follow and request that our visitors provide feedback. We're going to also look into the data of our usage, and anyone that visits our blogs, anyone that visits our social media websites. You can actually obtain the data for different social media platforms. How many people visited, what demographics was visiting, what ethnic groups, or what have you, what age groups. You can look at those that information, and it's actually free. Some of the social media platforms, they have that readily available to us to access. So that's a little bit about our project. Definitely want to keep in mind that the type of church will be intentional about putting that information there for everyone to see. What type of church are we forming? And we want that readily visible on the website. What are our goals? We want to provide just ministry goals and all those things. We want to include them in the website. And we will, I mentioned earlier, we talked about feedback, connectivity with the community, interactivity with the community of online followers that we have and those that visit the website. We want to be able to follow up. If there's a blog posted, we're going to have a team, pastoral staff, obligated to follow up and to minister to those or respond to those requests in a timely fashion, so that you can feel the members that people that visit the website will feel like they're actively involved, actively part of this community. We want to make sure that we'll navigate this as, of course, in real life. We'll navigate how timely and how efficient we can be. Of course, we know we can have all of our information on our cell phones, and we can access our website randomly at any moment. So we want to be sure to follow up in that regard and make sure that we're not just on the internet for people to access, but we're also on the internet to maintain and build connections that we can foster, grow, and build as a ministry. So that's my project. I'm very interested in fulfilling the blueprint. As I mentioned, I'm going to be launching a church in a short time away. It will be a complete church plant. It will be a complete church plant, so a fresh, brand new ministry in a community that has needs, that has issues, and that's the nature of my project. I'm looking to actually do it in a few years. So again, like I said, this will be the blueprint that I follow. So this project is going to be close to my heart. It's going to be filled with a lot of my vision for the future of the church. And as I mentioned, we want to grab the attention of some of those millions and billions of social media users, those platform users. They're right there. They're available, and they are prime candidates to become members of our virtual community in our church setting. So that's my goal, and that's the nature of my project. Feel free to give me any feedback or anything you feel like I didn't answer, or anything you want more clarity on. Please let me know. Go ahead and comment, and we'll make sure to research that as I endeavor to complete the project. So thanks again for your time and attention. Looking forward to hearing from you all in the theological grounding of the virtual church community soon. God bless you all. See you soon in line.